Good
Welcome to
morning.
the. Oh,
Good morning.
let's do it. Let's do it again. Let's do it again. Let's do it again. So let me start it, okay?
We're live.
Oh, are we? Okay. Welcome to the Today Show. I'm your co-host, Jay Stoy, and joined by co-host Dr. Lori Davis. Hi, Lori.
Hi, Jay. How you
Good
doing this
morning.
morning?
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. This is our inaugural show, so it's a lot of chaos, a lot of live, a lot of elements. So again, I want to thank everybody for joining in today. Before we get started, we have a lot of thank yous and just to sort of tip our hat to. But again, you're watching the new debut of the Today Show, starring Jay Stoyan as co-host and Dr. Lori Davis as co-host. So Lori's coming from Alberta. Lori, tell us a little bit about yourself, and then we'll get into what's going on with the show and who our guest is today and everything like that. So.
Cool. Thank you. I'm so excited. This is exciting. I've been broadcasting for 25 years, and this is the broadcast I've been the most excited about, to be connected to you, the Disability Channel, and our new platform as well that you're going to talk about. I'm just thrilled to be here. And so I'm on the back end of my career, and I'm still not ready to retire or do anything like that. So I'm here full on with you, Jay, to move the Today Show forward.
That's great, Lori. So let's give our viewers a little bit of a history of the Today Show, what's going on, what to expect, who to thank. So again, the Disability Channel was created in 2014 by and for persons with disabilities, showcasing abilities in media through our Ontario and now federal funded programs in media. So we are job creators. We're all about helping persons with disabilities, able-bodied people, and especially veterans, our heroes, either transition from the battlefield or from assistance, financial assistance, get a skill either in front of the camera or behind, like ourselves, and get a job, right? Everybody wants a purpose in life. Everybody needs to get out of bed with a purpose. And we are providing a purpose. So you can enroll in our programs. They are free. They are there's details attached depending on if you're a veteran or if you're persons with disabilities. But go to our website, www.thedisabilitychannel.ca. We have lots of opportunities to learn a new skill and get a job, right? Get a job in media, either as a host or a camera person, audio, video, editor, social media, administrative work, location scout, lots of stuff going on. So again, the Disability Channel is all about creating job opportunities for the most vulnerable and our heroes. Moving along, I do want to thank Your Home TV. Got to thank Your Home TV, our new partner in the United States. We're blowing up across the USA, courtesy of Kathy Ireland's platform. So now we're on Kathy Ireland's platform. She is regarded, I think, her brand, her logo is number 17th in the world. So we have quite the spotlight on Your Home TV. Wonderful team. I want to thank Dominic. I want to thank Sean. I want to thank Dana. I want to thank Stephanie. I want to thank all the new members on Your Home TV, as we had a wonderful Zoom meeting with them, and hopefully we're going to be interacting more. There's so many people to thank. I want to thank the people down at AMG and Sony, hence the poster behind us here. So Flanagan's, it's a 20-year journey. And it's going to turn into a television series. So stay tuned. We'll be giving more updates. I want to give a big thanks to Mark and Dwayne and Big Records. Another Mark. Thanks, guys. Wonderful. So much going on. Why don't I flip it back to you, Lori, and tell us what's going on for today?
Well, today, of course, what we decided to create, we're broadcasting 5 days a week, so a theme for each day of the week. So on Mondays, it's self-care, self-help, empowerment, confidence building. And we have a special guest today to support us, a great team member of mine, Virginia Clarke, and she's going to talk about healthy, empowering addictions recovery. And Tuesdays will be finance, Wednesdays, wellness, and we'll have guests each time who have areas of expertise. And on Thursdays, we're going to be talking to our veterans and our Indigenous community. And on Friday, kind of like a buffet on Friday, you could be an author, an influencer, an athlete, out there doing some good, whatever, as the cookie crumbles, so to speak. So we've got exciting guests lined up every day, 5 days a week. How cool is that?
That's great. Describe it well. Like I have to say, Lori for me comes from a much needed left field. Let's just say a much needed left field because what she focuses on is something I probably dearly need. But I sort of shoot across and just go here and go there. So it's going to be, we're sort of like a little bit of a yin and yang, right? So I come from, I don't want to say the bells and whistles of media, but I come from Fox. I was on Fox Entertainment. I had a late night variety show, just like Johnny Carson. So I'm sort of more caught in that world, more of a producer role, as whereas I would say, Lori, you're very much a self-help person. Very much, very much. You know, you really like to help people, which I think is really amazing. Me, well, you know, I can go either way.
You've helped a lot of people. You've helped a lot of people.
Speaking of, I won't get into that later on the show. What I want to do, I want
You helped me.
Thank you. I want to announce this. This is courtesy of the Veterans Charity House, Stefan and Stavro. We have a gift that we're going to offer. I'm just going to read it, but if you can see it, okay, see it first. And then I'm just going to read from it. So this is 2 tickets courtesy of the Ottawa Chamber Festival in summer of 2024, valued at $600. So again, Ottawa Chamber Fest is pleased to present this certificate in support of the Disability Channel and Veterans House charity. 2 general admission festival passes at Chamber Fest 224, valued at $600. And why don't you tell them? Actually, I'll finish it off. So what we're going to do, we're going to take as many emails. So you can email Lori if you want to give out your email, Lori. That would be great, right? And at the end of the month, we're going to announce the winner. So just email us, and we're going to randomly pick an email. And if you're in the Ottawa's capital, right? Obviously, Canada's capital, beautiful city, Ottawa, Ontario. Enjoy yourself at the festival. So I want to thank Veterans House. Thanks, guys. That's very appreciative. And also watch out for their 50-50. So we're going to be doing another 50-50. We're the media for the Veterans House charity. And I believe they do have an update too, which I'm going to be updating you guys soon on their brand, I believe. So, but yeah, so 50-50 is going to be coming soon. Might even be coming this week. We're going to announce our last one. We raised, I believe, almost $2,700.
Wow.
Yeah, $2,700. That's not bad, right? So 50-50, get your tickets in, watch for our next fundraiser. Oh, and let you guys know, we got so much going on here that this show is also part of Sirius XM, right? So I want to thank the wonderful people at Sirius XM. I want to thank Bilal Vakani. You can check us out, the Bilal Vakani Hour, Canada Talks AM. So again, I want to thank Sirius XM. You're going to be seeing sort of interactive. We're a hybrid, right? So we're going to be going on Sirius XM. We're going to be cutting clips. We're going to be bringing guests on. Also, I want to say, watch out for our next fundraiser. And the Disability Channel is now also a vendor for Veteran Affairs. So that's very, very big. So we're knee-deep helping veterans and persons with disabilities, right? And and in this show, you're also going to see elements of sports, music, TDC classic cars, social services, what's going on in the city, updates, what's going on with accessibility, what's going on with the Evictus game. So stay tuned. I'm going to pass it over to Lori, and I think I'm really excited to talk to our guest soon. So, Lori, take it away.
You bet. All right. Well, also on my side of the fence, we have lots of great stuff that we like to give away too. We're always providing complimentary sessions and workshops out of my repertoire, which is now over 1,000 workshops I've created. So if you want to meet with me one-on-one and have a little complimentary session, use the same email and I will get back to you. Because sometimes, you just need somebody to talk to for a little bit. That's all. And I'm a very good listener, and I have powerful people on my team who have various areas of expertise that I can certainly, hand you over to if you want to talk to them. So we would encourage you to email me if that's something you want to do, and set your foot into an arena of self-care, self-improvement. And we've been in business, Jay, like, I don't want to say this because this is probably older than you. But we've been in business for 32 years. Like, what? And just had a client here on the weekend, a former client. She came back for more, and haven't seen her in about 5 years. It was so much fun. And actually, she's going to really be a big support to us, Jay. You'll get to meet her because she's going to support me with the show, lining up our guests, taking care of details, and she's going to move here. So that'll be great.
That's
All
great.
right. Anything else? We do have a guest, live guest today. Is it Ho Hawk Man? He just thanked you for helping him.
Yeah, he actually he's one of our grads. I guess if I can talk a little bit about our
Yeah.
graduation program. So the Disability Channel created these programs. Well, the channel was created 2014, so probably about 2015 with my close associate Frank Soroka from Alware. He is an ODSP agency platform. So he's the one that's actually knee deep in the programs. And our platform is the practical platform where people will come and, use their skills and practice their tangible lessons for the week. So for instance, we teach a course that goes 3 days a week, 4 hours a day. It's all online. You can also come in person, but we do it all online because a lot of our clients have mobility issues, right? So they do it from home on their computer. That's fine. So let's just say Monday, 4 hours a day. So we don't tax you too much. A lot of people, they can only do a certain amount of hours. So Monday, you get your assignment from the facilitator, one of our lead teachers. On Tuesday, the teacher helps you prep for the assignment. And then on Wednesday or Thursday, whatever, depending on what day, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, or Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, you actually are a hands-on, tangible, trying to do that project on our station. So we're a full-fledged television station. So we help you promote your item, right? Or your product or your service or your personality, whatever it may be. Then we'll sit down with and help you prep it. So that's called pre-production, right? So we'll sit down with you and we'll help you flesh out your ideas. So you have a great idea. Well, we'll help you make that come to fruition if we can. And then we'll produce it. So now we produce your idea, right? And that's where our graduates all come in hand because they all have skills in media, right? So one person's going to be setting up the shoot. One person's going to be the camera, audio, editor,
Cool.
production manager. And then we edit it, right? Make you look like a superstar. And then we do our marketing campaign. So then we market the product that you just built or whatever you did, right? It's great. It's great. And people, we've graduated, I think, since 2015, well over 250 graduates. Well over.
Wow.
That's conservative. Because sometimes we graduate 70 a year, right? And our last cohort, everybody got a job in media. Everybody got a job in media, and that's what they're training for. So it's really rewarding when our graduates, like the gentleman you just mentioned, they come back and they tell us, right? I stay in touch. So like one big family, I probably stay in touch with over 250 people that we graduate. Not all the time, but my door's always open.
Well, and gee whiz, I guess you've helped a few people. Just saying.
Well, they help themselves. They help
That's right.
themselves, right?
That's right.
We
You
just
provide the environment.
we just sort of help them along and just guide them and motivate them and inspire them and keep our word, right? We get them a job, but they did it all themselves. We do what we can.
Yeah.
Do what we can. And we hire people at the station too. Unfortunately, I can't hire everybody. Yeah. But we hire people at the station too. So just let you know.
Cool. Well, what I'm saying is, I tell people too, I can't help you, but I can show you how to help yourself.
That's right.
By creating the right environment. So we're going to take a little break, a little 30-second break. And I'd like to share that so we get our breath and we can bring on our beautiful guest, Virginia Clarke, who's going to join us today and talk a little bit about healthy addictions recovery. And also, this is an opportunity as well. When I do the 30-second break, this is where you can advertise and have your products and programs and services on the Today Show. So if you want more information about that, use my email. I'll put it back up. But this is where your product, your book, your whatever could be featured. So let's just give you a little sample of what that looks like by just giving you a 30-second blip here. It's just a countdown. And then that's how long you make your ad. So we're coaching you how to do a clip to promote yourself on the Today Show. Welcome back. Jay, this is our guest. You've met her, Virginia Clarke.
Hi, Virginia.
The
Good
one
morning, everyone. How are we doing?
We're doing
Thanks
good.
Thanks for coming on today, Virginia. Very much appreciated.
You
Glad
bet.
to be here.
Well, Virginia has a powerful personal story, and I don't know where she's going to go with it today, but this is a person that has overcome amazing hurdles in her life, and one being alcohol. And it's no secret she's public about that and all. And but she recovered in a very unique, special way. So I want her to share a little bit of her story. And then she's also on our facilitation team. She now delivers our workshops and facilitates others. And she also has this very special, unique gift of art. And she uses art therapy. And I bring her in to work with my clients when they're here doing their recovery work. So over to you, Virginia, another Albertan. So you're surrounded by two beautiful Western cowgirls, Jay.
Nice.
Yeah. Okay. Over to you, Virginia, to get started. And if you want to take a break, because we might have questions that pop up for us too. So over to you. We'll talk for 15 minutes. It's a half hour. We'll take a break and then come back. All right. Thank you for being here.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here. Yeah, my story starts out as a lot of people's do. I grew up in an alcoholic home. That was the norm for me, so it seemed like the normal thing to do to drink. So I drank a lot, blackout drunk most of the time in my late teens or early 20s. I met my husband at the age of 25, used to drink a bit together. And then, we had our son, so I slowed down a bit. But things just, life gets in the way. I was the caregiver for my ailing father, who was the alcoholic, and I watched him battle his addictions my whole life. And I watched him fail many times, falling off the wagon, as he would say, and just not being able to break that cycle. I found myself in my early 40s going down the same path, becoming the person that I swore I would never, ever be like in that instant, my dad. And I hit rock bottom. My son at the time was in his early teens. I broke a promise to myself and to him that I would never, ever do to him what my father did to me. And that was it. That was it. That was my last straw. I knew I had to quit. And that was the last time I ever had a drink. And that was January 28th, 2020. Boy, has a lot happened since then. We got locked down with COVID a couple of months after. And I kept saying to myself, I don't know, maybe this is not the best time to do this. Like, what am I thinking? But I persevered. In 2022, my dad passed away. And I was the one who, found him at his home, lying on the floor, and called 911 and dealt with all that. And watching the person that sometimes you just love to hate, but still love them, watching them die changes someone. It really does. So that night, I almost fell off the wagon. And I stopped at a bar that I used to frequent, and I sat there and I'm arguing with myself in the car. If anyone was sitting around me, they probably thought I was insane. I get out of the car. I get back in the car. No, you can't do this. Just drive away. Drive away. And that was the strongest urge that I had to pick up that drink and start again. And it would have been so easy. But I knew I had so much to lose at home. That was the thing. I had to keep thinking about all these things that I could lose. My son, my husband, everything I worked so hard for. So I got in the car and I drove away. Later that year, I lost a grandfather. I lost my step-grandma. We lost a good family friend. So it was a lot of losses, one after the other, after the other. Again, making you question yourself, maybe this is maybe just one, like just one. But I know with me, just one would lead to just more. So I can't just do just one. So we got through that. At the end of 2023, I was diagnosed with an aggressive form of breast cancer. That was the second time that urge was so strong to go and just stop and pick up something. And again, why? Like, why me? That one question that will never, ever be answered. Why me? I, I'm a good person. I quit drinking. Why me? Why me? So throughout all this time, I've known Lori. I've been doing workshops, retreats, anything that helps bring that self-worth back up to help me with that decision when that urge is so strong to have another drink, to know, no, I'm worth more than this. I've built myself back up to a person that I can be proud of, and a person that I can, that my son can be proud of. I want my son to look at me and trust what he sees. I want my husband to look at me and trust what he sees. That's important to me. So on my journey through breast cancer, it's been ups and downs, but I'm doing good. Chemo, I'm going through chemo. I'm feeling okay. I'm staying strong. Hence the beautiful, I usually have some hair. But yeah, that self-worth component really keeps you strong. It does keep you strong. That self-care, that self-love, that self-development aspect of going through this. Really, I know if I didn't have these tools, as I'm going through each of these struggles in my life, I think I would have relapsed. I really do. And I'm worth more than, having that drink and going right back down that rabbit hole that, is an addiction. And I mean, there's so many different kinds of addictions. So many
Can
different
I
kinds. Mine
Yeah.
was alcohol.
Yeah.
And we
Thing.
have this
She can hear
beautiful
you.
program, this healthy addictions we could go through and to understand. Yeah.
All
I'm
right.
just
Jay
I'm
has a
just
question.
yeah, I'm just wondering, Virginia. Thank you so
Are we
much for
okay?
sharing this really, really heartfelt story. Like I really, really appreciate it. And the reason I wanted to jump in quickly or just jump in is because I hear sort of a familiarity between you and the veterans because I know a lot of the veterans are also struggling with addiction, right? And because there's so much stress put upon their lives and their lives are completely different from previous, before serving, right? And I just want to say, I think this could be a world of help because I know a lot of veterans tune into our platform and are looking for support, looking for somebody who's going through what they're going through because they all think they're alone, right? Because they tell me when they're serving, there's 45 guys and women beside them that are, they wake up together, they go to battle together, they go to sleep together, and then they get released and they're on their own. They're on their own. So I really thank you for sharing this because I think this could really help not just veterans. I shouldn't just say people that are struggling. I know a lot of people tune into our station for that reason to see if they can get some support somewhere. So I really want to thank you for that, Virginia, for sharing.
Of course. And being alone, absolutely. You have to be okay with being alone. And that's where that self worth component comes in. Because if we don't have that self worth, that knowing that we are okay with, yes, what we've been through, what we have done, and have made peace with that past, so we can live in this present and live in the present moment and not continuously be drawn back to that dark place. And that's something where when we offer our workshops, our healthy, empowering addictions recovery and trauma recovery, we deal with that. We deal with those issues and we learn from them. We learn to accept them, and then we get rid of them. That's our past. We don't need it anymore for our future. It's behind us. That's where we need to leave it. So that's the beautiful thing about sitting down and you're right, just talking with someone who's been through the same thing, and not necessarily the same thing, sorry, has the same type of addiction or that same type of, dark place they've been and have pulled their way out of. I chose a different path. I chose the self-care, the self-love, the, learning about why. For one, why did I become this person? Why did I become this person that, had to have this drink, had to have this, almost like a security blanket in a way that I thought, oh, it's keeping me going. I'm doing good. No, when in reality, it's not. It's crushing everything that, that I love. It's crushing everyone that I love. And my dad and I would have some pretty candid conversations about it when I was sober. He was still drinking. But I was very open and honest with him. And I'd ask him the hard questions just because I'm nosy like that. And he couldn't tell me why. He was sober for almost 9 months and then fell off. And I said, why? And he goes, I just don't know. But I know now from what I've, the workshops I've done, is that he did not have that self-worth aspect. He could not go home and be alone.
Right.
He couldn't go home and sit there with those memories and the past and all of that. He couldn't do it. Yeah.
Thank you, Virginia. We're just going to take a little break, okay? Because I want people to just kind of have a chance to think about some of the things that you're saying. And we're getting some beautiful comments here from people. And we'll just return to that, and I'll put one up. And one of the questions that was asked is, and maybe Jay, you and Virginia could come back and answer this together. But the question is, why do we have to hit rock bottom before we wake up and go, whoa, I need help? Like, what is it that even though we've had the experience of watching others go through stuff? So when we come back from the break, let's just think on that. And Jay, Virginia and Jay, I'd love your feedback on that, because that was one of our questions.
Oh, I have a few questions.
Okay, so now we'll answer the question time when you come back. Okay, here we go. Welcome back, everyone. You're listening to and watching the Today Show, our inaugural broadcast, the first of many to come. And that 30-second spot that you just saw, that's a place where you could place an ad, promote your products, your programs, your services, right in that spot there, and be a part of the Today Show. And if that's something you're interested in doing, you just contact me and I'll put my email up. So over to you, Jay and Virginia, to answer first the question from our guest. What is it about us as humans that we've just got to go to the bottom of the barrel before we can make changes? Over to you, Jay.
Well, I think I'd like to pass the baton to Virginia first, because I really like her perspective, and then I'm going to jump in and add my own. But because Virginia is our guest, I would really like her point of view.
All right.
Nothing like throwing me on the spot. I found for me, I didn't see an issue with what I was doing until I hit that point where, for me, was breaking those promises that I made, one to myself and to my son, and that for me was my rock bottom. And now everyone's rock bottom is going to be absolutely different, but I found for me, I didn't see anything wrong with what I was doing, even though I knew it was becoming an issue. I was lying to my family about it. If I was hiding stuff, I would literally hide booze in the car until my husband left and then bring it in the house. I love my husband, but he's not the most observant man. So I could just replace the bottles and he would never know they were gone. Right. So for me, it wasn't until my rock bottom was breaking those promises I swore my whole life I would never do to my child. So that was my rock bottom. But yeah, I didn't see an issue. I did not see an issue with what I was doing. So yeah.
Wow, thank
What
you for
about you,
sharing. Now for myself, I have a little bit of a different perspective, and I have to thank the Lord for this, because I have the two most amazing parents that have been constantly in my ear my whole life, but not in my ear. You know what I mean? Like, they set an example by doing it, not by saying it. So my whole life, and there's this one instance when I was about 14 years old, and I was a little bit of a rascal. I grew up in a tough part of town, Scarborough people know. So I grew up, and I grew up with older brothers. So you had to sort of make your way, right? And I remember one instance, and this is directly from my parents, my dad, who said, we went to this older party, I remember, and there was things there that I've never seen before, right? Because they were older people at the party, but I hung around with older guys because my brothers were older. So I knew older people, and I was a little bit mature, whatever, right? But I was also, a clown, whatever. But so we went to the party, and these people, they brought out these things, and I could hear my dad loud and clear, "You touch that, and I will kill you." That's what I heard. "You touch that, I will kill you." Nope, didn't touch it. Never touched stuff like that my whole life. And it was because of my mom's upbringing, but my dad's threat that he never, ever used. My dad's 6'4", played for the Marlies, Big George, drafted by the NHL. Mean as a rattlesnake. I've seen him be mean as a rattlesnake, not towards me, to somebody else. So I knew the threat was enough for me. So from your perspective, I really wish people around the world had parents like mine. I'm so lucky. I'm so blessed. And because they set a wonderful example. And right now, like you talked about your dad, passing away, Virginia, a couple of years ago. Right now, I'm dealing with the same issue with my mom and dad right now. Like, my dad's 91. Bless his heart. He's had a wonderful life. And right now he's not doing too well. And my mom's 88. And, same kind of, but we're blessed, right? Like, hey, I got my parents. I'm, so, but I just really, so I thought I would share that, my own personal story, for people out there who, because, people get tempted every day, right? The devil is just around the corner tempting you to, hey, try this. It's okay. It's okay. You can handle it. So thank you for sharing that, Virginia. I really appreciate it.
Well, we all have addictions.
Go ahead, Lori.
We all have addictions. They just come in different packages. Okay, so alcoholism is just one, and they're mainly symptoms of unresolved trauma. Every addiction that we have. Now, I didn't drink anything until I was 35, but I was a workaholic. And I've been a shopaholic. And I think anything with a holic on the end isn't good for you. What do you think, girls and guys? I mean, think about that. There's many, many different kinds of addictions. Perfectionism, that was one of mine. Control, that was another one of mine. And so addictions are not just drugs and alcohol and sex. They come in many packages and are just as damaging. So I was tied up in the good look thing. And I'll tell you what, I spent just as much money on looking good as somebody on crack or cocaine. It would have been cheaper for me to be taking drugs. I'm serious. Over to you, Jay.
I just wanted to mention to Virginia, our guys down in USA, Project Die Hard, via our veteran platform, Brian Gibson, they're giving you a big shout outs because they
Yeah.
are, the Lord is number one in their life, and their whole mission is to prevent veteran suicide. So they are intently watching and listening to what you're saying,
Oh.
Virginia. Very
Mhm.
nice. And they're coming to you from Illinois, so USA. So your word is getting out. So I really appreciate that. And it's a little different because a lot of times on a disability channel, we talk about, who scored last night's goal or what's
Oh.
the latest hit or music hit. So for people that are tuning in today, they're going, hey, this is like good stuff. Like, wow, what's going on?
Well, we're going to be talking like this every Monday.
That's
So, it's all about that. But many years ago, I decided that it's actually like an invention. Okay. So we decided, you know what? Most people are walking around feeling like there's something wrong with them. And we have this ability to just focus on that. There's something wrong with me. I'm doing all this stuff and this bad stuff. And so it must be me. I've been married 3 times. I thought I was a bad wife. There must be something wrong with me. Number 2, many people lack confidence. Now, this is the thing that Virginia had, was the confidence to step out and do something different. She didn't go down the AA route or detox, or there's alternative ways to do things. I mean, after all, guys and gals, there's 250 ways to do dishes. Did you know that? So, well, there must be more than one way to get clean, I say. And then number 3, poor communication skills. A lot of us have a challenge communicating. That's why I was married 3 times. Poor communication skills, not getting the results I wanted. So
say those again, Lori. Say those again, Lori. The 3. Say them again.
Most people are walking around feeling like there's something wrong with them. Number 2, people lack confidence. In other words, to take a risk, to try something different, a new way of doing something, instead of trying to solve the problem same old way all the time. And number 3, communication skills. So that was 32 years ago. I figured that out. And we decided to do something about it. So providing alternative ways for people to heal, to learn, to personally and professionally develop themselves. So we have over 1,000 workshops, and Virginia is also qualified to deliver those workshops. So yeah, we've got lots in the hopper here too. I mean, 32 years, it's my life's work.
So let me ask Virginia a question now, going back to the start of your addiction, right? So how old were you when you started to say drink? Like, how old were you again?
I probably 16, although I know from stories when my dad would have friends over, his friends would feed me booze as a young child.
But around 16 is when you started to really hit the bottle or whatever.
Yeah, I used to sneak it to school. My dad's drink was vodka, so I would just dump out what I needed and fill it back up with water, pop it back in the freezer, and off I go to school. And yeah.
And where were your friends during this time, Virginia? Did you hide it from your friends? Were they in on it?
They were in on it.
They were in on it.
Yeah.
And were you maybe a little bit more of a heavy drinker than your friends, or you guys were all everybody's boozing it?
Yes. I was the worst.
The heavier.
I was the worst. Yeah.
And did anybody sort of like of your close friends, did anybody say, hey, Virginia, like, maybe take it easy a little bit? Or no one said anything? None of your friends, none of your close friends said like, hey, you okay? Or,
Nope.
No way. And maybe if someone did step in, because
it was almost like
go ahead.
Oh.
No, go ahead.
Almost like a taboo topic. You just don't talk about it, right?
Okay.
Just something you don't talk about. They knew my dad was an alcoholic, and I think nobody said anything.
I'm just wondering, I just asked that because relating to my own instance, I remember like there was guys looking at other guys saying like, well, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing? And then there was other guys saying, here, you want one? Here, you want one? And like, that's why I asked that, right? Because I was on the side. I didn't really say to my friends, "Hey, what are you doing?" But when I turned it down, a few of my other close friends did the same thing. And I'm not saying they would have did it if I did it, but they could have, because I was kind of the ringleader, right? Because I had the pool. I had the swimming pool when I was 13. So I used to use people, hey, I use my pool as leverage. Well, this is what I used to do. So I was big in sports, right? So it was like, okay, so we'd always play road hockey, right? Everybody plays road hockey. And the guy that has the nets or the pads, he always had to go home early for dinner, right? All the time. You got to go home. So we used to go, you got to leave the nets or the pads. And he'd go, no, I can't. My mom won't let me. My dad won't let me. And then they go, Jay, go talk to him. So I'd go over and talk to him and go, listen, Saturday, we're having people over at the house swimming. You want to come, right? Oh, leave the net, leave the pads. Mm-hmm. So I'm just like a reference into how your friends either push you or pull you, right? And that's why I asked that, Virginia. That's all. I got so many stories on this.
No,
that's a great story.
That's a great question, and I've never even thought about that. But yeah, I think I was definitely the worst out of all of them, for sure. Mm-hmm. The worst out of all.
Yeah, and sometimes it's a fast moving train. You can't stop it, but you did. So I commend you on that. Like that's, like your history, what you've gone through is like wow. But you got Dr. Lori, right? And she's just an amazing lady and super supportive and super smart. So that's good.
Oh, thank you.
And we're not bashing AA or anything like that. For me, I knew it was not an option. I watched my dad go through it twice, and I knew that it was not an option for me that way. I knew I had to do something different. So that's why I went just an alternative route. I just watched so many different things fail for him. Knowing what I know now, he just didn't have that. He did not have that self-worth component to come home and to be okay with who he was.
Right.
Let's talk about that. Let's talk about your number one, Lori. So you're saying when people think they think something's wrong with them. So give me like an example where someone has come to you with that and you're, just give me an example, say.
Well, it can be anything very simple from, being embarrassed about your disability or thinking that is why there's something wrong with you. And on the outside for our disability community, that's obvious because maybe it's a physical thing. But if it's an inside thing, it's not as obvious, but it's disability just the same. So constantly negative self-talk, I'm not good enough. I'm not smart enough. I'm not, I'd like to do that, but like, I'd love to take that program at your studio, but they wouldn't, I don't think I can do that. That's a lack of confidence, not wanting to take that risk. There's many ways that gets demonstrated. And another one, it's a very simple one. People who apologize all the time. They're sorry for even standing in the lineup crooked at the grocery store. Oh, I'm sorry. I think I hear I'm sorry more often in the grocery store than anywhere, but that need to always apologize because you don't think you're worthy of even being here. So
that could be Canadian too. That could be because we're Canadian too.
Oh yeah. So there must be something wrong with me. I live in the Great Northwest. Why am I not living in California? There must be something wrong with me. So if that helps. So we're going to say goodbye to Virginia, and we're going to take a little break. And Virginia, anything more you would like to share with our viewers? If you had one more thing to say to people in regarding to recovery.
I do. I have this little kind of a quote I created mainly for myself to share why I do what I do. And it is, recovery has to come first so that everything we love and have worked so hard for in our lives does not come last.
Nice.
Wow.
Nice.
So thank you. so much for accepting my invitation at this very difficult time for you as well, as you're busy recovering from your cancer and doing your chemo. I mean, what does that say? You know what? Most people be home in their jammies and not talking
That's
to
right.
anybody, right? You're
That's
on the
right.
air. So this is the kind of people that we love to be around. And you're so inspiring and empowering. So we'll say goodbye and we'll take a little break, Jay, and then you and
Yep.
I'll come back and wrap up the show.
Sounds
Bye
great.
for now, Virginia.
Thanks, Virginia. All right.
Okie doke. We'll be right back. And by the way, this is where you could be advertising your products, your programs, and your services. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back, Jay. Hey, what'd you think of that now?
I thought she was a really great guest and really sharing, like, innermost feelings. Like, so really thank Virginia for that. And like I said before, I know there's a lot of people that have had their own, problems in the past that now tune in, especially the veteran community. So if she can shine a light or show some support, or people can let's make sure we give out her email and all that address, because I'm sure there's gonna be a lot of people that are looking to sort of connect with her and seeing how they could bounce things off her, perhaps. Right.
Absolutely.
So why don't we just, before we let's do a little bit of a recap. So again, I want to let everybody know regarding the Ottawa Chamber Fest. This is courtesy of the Ottawa Chamber Festival, valued at $600. We're going to be raffling off 2 tickets at the end of the month. So send Lori your email and we'll be randomly picking it on our last show of the month, and we'll be announcing the winner on the air. So again, thanks to Veteran Charity House platform, Stavro and Stefan, for hooking us up with these guys. That's great. Again, if you're interested in learning more about our employment programs in media, go to our website, or you can just at thedisabilitychannel.ca. Lots going on, including our property in the States, Project Die Hard, courtesy Brian Gibson. If you're a veteran out there and you're needing some support or just a new friend, check out Project Die Hard with Brian Gibson. We will be having another fundraiser coming up, and make sure you get your 50/50 tickets on our Facebook page. We're going to be advertising when that is coming up. So lots of good things. Over to you. What's on for tomorrow's show now?
Oh, tomorrow.
Yeah.
Tomorrow we're going to welcome Dr. Amin Modiri. He lives in Southern California, South Orange County, and he's a good buddy of mine. He has every financial designation you can get in the United States of America. This guy has been in business for 40 years, trading, investing, managing portfolios of wealthy professional, particularly soccer players, and is an avid soccer player himself. So he's going to help us get our finance program off the ground tomorrow.
That'll be great, because I'll have a lot of questions regarding sports and finance, because all athletes are broke.
Oh, within 2 years.
Oh yeah, it's mind-boggling. It's mind-boggling how, and they're not stupid. Like, athletes are not stupid. Like, but it's just it's amazing how they get hooked and crooked and rooked, and they lose their whole contract. Like, I don't know how many players have invested in dumb restaurant ideas, and they claim bankruptcy after signing a $46 million. How can you sign a $46 million contract and be broke? I don't get it. I mean, I know you can be stupid, but you lose $46 million?
Yeah, well, believe it or not, Ramin can tell you 5 reasons why that happens. And so these are the kinds of conversations we can have with him. I'd love to have him on sort of as a regular. He's like our he's in my world. He was just here. He was
I
here.
know. I heard him talking about George Best. Like he has some very high profile connections. Like I'm sure
Yeah.
he's crossed roads with David Beckham, and I know there's
Oh
other guys
yes,
that that
yes
he
he
was
is.
mentioning. So that's gonna be very exciting. And then Wednesday, because I'm gonna probably bring on what I'll probably do throughout the shows is I'll just bring on random guests after our featured guests. Right. So we
Okay.
have so after from time to time. So at the start of the show, I'll say, after in the last 10 or 20 minutes of the show, we're going to be bringing
Yeah.
on producer from Sony, or we're going to be bringing on somebody
Sure.
from the Invictus Games, or a veteran, or a musician, or that's what we'll probably do. So we're kind of just to let our viewers know this is an ad-lib show, right? No script. We just go off the seat of
No,
our pants, and we
we just
just
go with what we know. We go with
hopefully,
what we
hopefully it's interesting conversation. If people want to, hey, if you want to be a guest on the show, shoot
please
Lori
contact
an
me.
email. Yeah, shoot Lori an email. And if you want to support the show, shoot Lori or shoot me. We got lots of viewerships. So let's talk a little about your home TV. So the guys down south, through Dave Stevens, who's one of our affiliate sports reporters, great guy. So so it's going to be really exciting as their viewership can go from 1 million views a month up to 40 million views a month, depending on the synergy and depending on the people you are associated with. So we're very excited. So right now we've raised our profile at least tenfold because the United States is so much bigger than Canada. So this is broadcasting right across Canada and the USA and the world, but our focus obviously is North America for now. So it's really important that we're getting this word out. So again, what was today's topic? Self-worth?
Healthy, empowering addictions recovery.
There you go. See that? Good thing I got you on.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
This
Healthy,
is good. So I
empowering.
just wanted, and a couple other things just to check out, watch for the song Shining Light, watch for Flanagan's, the Invictus Games. It's all coming together. Sirius XM. If you want to be a guest on Sirius XM, just let me know. And again, we want to thank Veteran Affairs for for bringing us on board as a vendor. Very excited. We have our federal programs going through for veterans. We have our provincial programs going through for veterans and persons with disabilities. So enroll today. Check out our website, www.thedisabilitychannel.ca, and find out more information on how you can enroll.
And I would love to invite any veterans that are listening to the show. We're featuring veterans on Thursdays. So please contact me if you'd like to come on and support the show. We have a chat with you about your experience and what you're up to and what you're doing. So we are looking forward to that. That would be amazing. And also we're going to be using that Thursday platform to bring in some friends from the Indigenous communities across Canada. So
talk about that a little bit, Lori. Talk a little bit about the Indigenous community, Lori, because you're really in tune with them.
I've been working on and off reserve for 25 years. Many communities have embraced my work because it's alternative and it's something they can relate to. And of course, we put in a cultural component, cultural aspect in all of our workshops that we do with them. So yeah, it's have had some amazing experiences and communities that I love, and I have a lot of great friends in the communities that would be more than happy to come and support our channel.
That's great. So before we let you go, I do want to give people a little bit of the formula of the show. So Lori is going to be our mainstay, right? She's our mainstay co-host that's going to be on the show pretty much every day. And I plan to be on every day, but I'm going to be en route a lot. So you might see me in my car. You might see me at another studio. Like tomorrow, for instance, I have to go down to, I'll be at the AMG studios in downtown Toronto all the day talking about my television series behind me. So I'm going to try and pop in and bring on Mark maybe for the last half hour of the show. So tomorrow I might be in and I'll be gone, and I might pop in, or Lori will do the whole show on her own, depending according to my schedule. And Wednesday, I know I'm at my other studio in Toronto. So again, it's going to be a hit and miss with me, whether I'm going to be a part of the whole show, but I'll be definitely popping in. I might popping in a parka, then I'll pop into my Superman outfit, and then who knows?
Well, you know what? The show is going to be so terrific. I'm sorry. You probably won't be able to stay away, even if you want to.
No, I don't want to. I have to clone myself. I have to clone myself, I guess.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's right.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, I've done solo shows many times. I can always fill an hour. That's not a problem. And the other thing is I have guests lined up and I have people that can jump in at the last minute. And so we're good to go. Because I've been broadcasting, for 25 years. So from a little 30-second or 3-minute blip on a golf show in Halifax in 1998.
Oh, I forgot to mention this. So each guest, this is exciting. This is where Kathy's going to come in. Each guest is going to receive a TDC gift package.
Yes.
Right. So if you appear on our show, you're going to receive an electronic gift package, which includes my book with my signature. So a signature book cover, my song called Shining Light, and a little TDZ Zen clip, which is one of our new shows called TDZ Zen 7 Cents Making of a Better Person. And it's just a little video with some nice either nature or water with a couple phrases across, positive phrases, just to put you in a good mood for the day. So each guest will receive that, and we'll probably be adding to the package. I'm sure Lori's going to want to give some of her great goodies away too. So again, for Regina, she will be receiving through her email, Shining Light song, the logo signed, the Flamboyant book cover signed, and a little Zen video. So I really want to thank everybody for doing that. And I think we're almost out of time.
We are. And I would just like to say that I'm quite sure one of the things I'm going to ask my guests to do is for them to donate for prizes and giveaways, because a lot of them have books or they have products that they want to get out there. So our guests can actually provide a gift to our listeners as well.
I have learned giving gifts electronically is a lot easier than
absolutely
physically.
They all have that.
So it has to be electronically. Yeah. Because otherwise you got to come to the studio or we got to send it out. Yeah. No. So
most people have their books in Kindle, so it's a good way to get it out there. All right. Well, I'll say goodbye for now, and I will see everybody tomorrow, and we will have our special guest, Ramin Modiri, show up and talk to you then, and bye for now.
We'll see you tomorrow.